So good evening, everybody. We're back again with another live stream. I feel like I spend half of my life sat on this platform, but it's all good, and I'm not moaning over it. We have still got, believe it or not, a transfer window open. I didn't know this, real talk. I didn't know that we could actually still sign players from the EFL. I thought that we could actually just flog players to them. I thought it was their window that was open, but it turns out we can actually buy their players as well. So who are we taking? We'll come to that in a second, and we'll have a little look through some of the teams in the Championship, what players are available. Well, everyone's available at the right price, isn't they? But before I do that, make sure you do smash the likes up. Thanks for all the love on the recent streams. We've done mad figures recently the last couple of days, so thank you very much. And a lot of new subscribers as well, so I do appreciate that. And yeah. I can see you guys all in the chat. You're all wanting to go and raid Norwich for all of their players. I'm surprised nobody's taken any players from Norwich yet, if I'm honest. They got some good ones, didn't they? They got some decent players down at Norwich, but they're not the only team in the Championship. They're not the only team down there, are they? There's quite a few teams in the Championship that have got decent players. Listen, Bournemouth have still got some decent players. They're currently sat third, 3 wins and a draw so far. They're third in the table. Look at Luton Town. I'm just looking at the table now. Look at Luton, 5th in the table. Jesus Christ. Who else is in there? Stoke. Anyone fancy any Stoke players? Look at poor old Derby. Jesus Christ. What's happened to them since Lampard's left? Forest. But real talk, I think Norwich is the one, isn't it? Norwich and Brentford. And I think probably Bournemouth as well. I think they're the 3 clubs that, if anyone is going to leave, I'd imagine that they're the 3 clubs that are going to get raided. Jack Butland, he's linked to Liverpool today, funny enough. Obviously, Adrian's useless. You're better off playing with me in goal. I'd probably save more. But do you know what? I quite liked Butland a few years ago when he was in the Premier League. The fact that nobody's ever come in for him since he's been down there in the Championship kind of sums it all up, really, doesn't it? Maybe he ain't as good as we all thought he was, or I thought he was, should I say. The Reading right back. What's the Reading right back's name? What's his name, bruv? Talk to me about names. Give me names, bruv. I don't really watch that league, if I'm honest. But there is a lot of players at Norwich that we could go and get. Obviously, I've said all transfer window and before transfer window that I wanted another right back. And I still want a right back. And if Max Aarons is the only one we can get now because we can't get Lamptey from Brighton, then why don't we go and get Max Aarons? How much could we get him for? I don't know, maybe 15 million quid? I think Norwich would have to take that. They're kind of low down in the table as well. They're in the bottom half of the table. They've not been great since they've been in the Championship. And is it a case of free fall after free fall? You see it so many times where teams just go on back-to-back relegations, don't you? It happens all the time. Another one that a lot of people have been shouting as well, I've seen this all day today online, is Buen dia, which means good day in Spanish. And he's not a bad player, is he? Todd Cantwell is another one. I don't particularly rate Todd Cantwell. He's just a Poundland Griezmann for me. Done all right in the Premier League, though, to be fair, but not for me. Troy Deeney, you know. Hope you're well, man. But yeah, Norwich for me is the team. Like Norwich, Brighton, and maybe Brentford. I know a lot of you guys are hype about Ben Rama. I don't rate that boy at all. He can do step overs and he's got a funky Barnet. So instantly he's a great player, but not for me. Not for me. I think if we're to go and get anyone, then I think we have to be looking at right back. I think that we've got Cedric, who's, well, listen, he's hardly played since he's been here, and he's been here, nearly a year. He came in January, didn't he? So he's been in nearly a year. How many games he played? We've then got Hector Bellerin. Less said about him, the better. And I think that's an area we badly need to strengthen. And a little bit peed off we didn't do it, but there is still time. We can do it from the Championship. So for me, definitely Max Aarons. A lot of you guys are saying the same. Backup left back would have been nice. Jamal Lewis has left there, and he went to Newcastle, was it? He wouldn't have been a bad option. Not exactly expensive either, was he? Another one who can't spell. It dropped the drop the apostrophe in between the U and the R and add an E, mate. And I'm not delusional. I'm a realist, mate. But thanks for the continued support, babes. And continue to support the channel. You guys are making this channel great. It grows every day. 300 new subs yesterday, 130,000 views, nearly 140,000 views actually, because I did a stream in the daytime before the two deadline day streams. So mad views, mad subs, mad traction, and you guys are absolutely class. Whether you like it or not, you still come and join in. So appreciate it always, man. I wouldn't be able to do this full time without you. It's as simple as that. But yeah, a lot of you guys are saying the same. Jay Da Silva, I've seen that name a couple of times online today as well. I don't really know a great deal about him, but the thing is, for me, I look at it and I just think, see, a couple of you said that in the chat as well. For me, I just look at it and I think that, you know, championship players, we've seen it with Ollie Watkins go from Brentford to Aston Villa. The guy's took to Premier League football like a duck to water. He's been absolutely brilliant so far. And my top's not pink, by the way, it's salmon. But Ollie Watkins has taken to the Premier League like a duck to water. And a lot of people raised an eyebrow at the £38 million price tag. That's going to end up looking like a bargain, in my opinion. He is absolutely quality. And it just goes to show as well. I mean, if you look at Jamie Vardy, he was the Premier League top goal scorer last season. 8 years ago, nobody knew who he was. He was slumming it down in League Two or whatever it was. So you can go and get decent players from these leagues. You just got to have the diamond eye. Bring back Michelin tats. But Diamond Eye would have sussed it out already. We could bring Jenkinson back from Nottingham Forest, maybe. Maybe bring him back. Lamptey over Max Sands. Unfortunately, we can't go and get him now, mate. The window's shut for Premier League to Premier League. Like a salmon to water. I'm very good for everyone who is asking me. But I do think that if we're clever, we can go and pick ourselves up a couple of bargains between now and the 16th of this month. So we've still got another 10 days. And we could go and pick ourselves up a couple of bargains. Not only that, we can still loan our players out. And we have got 2 non-homegrown players too many. What we're going to do with that? Has the squad list been put in yet? I think that deadline was today. I haven't seen any update. Maybe you guys have seen an update, but yeah, I think maybe we should loan out a couple of these players. The problem is we can't loan them Premier League to Premier League now, and we've still got Rob Holding here. We've still got Callum Chambers with Saliba. Everyone was saying that he was going to go back home, back in France, go on a loan move out there after his mum passed away, etc., etc. He's still here. Are we really going to loan him to a championship team after spending 30 million quid on him? That's not for me. We can't be doing that. But then you've got Kolasinac. What we're going to do with him? Is he going to be in the 25-man squad? The PR merchant, again at it again today, to the point where Arsenal have actually put something out there and said that Gunnosaurus has not been sacked. He's on gardening leave, basically, and he'll be back when fans are back, which, let's be real here, there's nothing wrong with that, is there? The guy who actually plays Gunnosaurus or is inside Gunnosaurus, I do think has been made redundant. I don't know the guy, but from what I've read, I do think that he's been made redundant, but he wasn't just Gunnosaurus. He does other jobs at the club. So yeah, maybe he has been made redundant. And the thing that makes me laugh with Mesut Ozil's tweet, it's all well and good sitting there looking like the saint. Firstly, he's obviously fuming because he ain't getting a game. Well, he's probably not actually, is he? Let's be real. He's probably fuming that all the limelight's not on him. So he thought, oh, I know, I'll wait till the window shuts and I'll tweet that I'm such a nice human being and I'll pay the salary, to the point where he's mugged off Arsenal Football Club again with his PR crap. And if he really wanted to do that, cool, good luck to you, mate. Nice gesture. Yeah, real talk. Don't like the guy. Nice gesture. But do it behind the scenes. Why are you putting that out there to all your millions of followers on every social media platform you've got? You're doing it because you know that the club are going to see it. Yeah, and then the club are going to have to issue some kind of statement. So now you've stuck it on the club. Do not be surprised if this geezer never plays for this club again. Yeah, and if he don't, good. Because 267 days from now, I'll have the biggest bottle of Cristal champagne and I'll be spraying it off everywhere. I won't even drink it, because that's what you do when you overpay for something. you put it. You could actually pour it in the sink. I might actually film myself doing it live and just pour the whole bottle down the sink, because when you overpay for something, kind of leaves a sour taste, doesn't it? So then what we'll do is we'll go and get the Lidl bottle of champagne that costs about €8, and we'll have the pinky finger going as we're sipping on it, and he's leaving the football club, because that's how we're going to roll. When you buy nice, expensive, and it looks glistening and glowing and golden, but tastes like shit, what's the point? You might as well throw it. And then when you go and buy something a little bit cheaper or a lot cheaper, and it says, enjoy that, swirl it around your mouth. We're going to have a nice bottle of Lidl champagne to celebrate. But I don't think he's ever going to play another game for this football club again. And if it was ever in the balance, I think today, that's the final straw, because that has really made the football club look stupid today. And it's, again, another dose of the Mesut Ozil saga that has just dragged on and on and on. And there's clearly something gone on there. We don't know what it is. Maybe it was the fact he didn't take a pay cut. If he didn't take the pay cut, we've all been told he didn't. And then he comes out and says that he wants to pay the geezer's wages. Yeah, he's on 350 grand a week, mate. How's that sound? I don't know. Thank you very much to Moderni Talo. Ben Rama, absolute baller. Arsenal lack creativity. He'd be a great addition. How much does he cost? I'd imagine he's around 20 odd million quid. But I'd imagine also that the longer this window goes, the cheaper he is going to be, because they're going to panic at some point. If people start sticking bids in on deadline day for him, then maybe we'll get him a little bit cheaper. So yeah, perhaps that's somebody we could look at. I don't necessarily think we need a player in that position. I think that we've got more than enough players that can play in them positions. So for me, if we're going to go and get somebody from the Championship, it has to be a defender in the right back slot, or maybe a midfielder. Listen, we could go and get a central midfielder. I still think we need another one. Maybe an attacking midfielder. Maybe go and get somebody from Norwich that you guys are saying, Todd Cantwell, he can play attacking mid, can't he? Maybe we could get the Buendia guy that you're on about from Norwich. He's looked good every time I've seen him play, which isn't a lot, by the way. But every time I've seen him play kind of left forward, kind of floating around, a little bit Grealish-esque. But Lerma, that's not a bad shout. He's not a bad player, to be fair. So yeah, and if anyone thought that our transfer window weren't great like I did, I thought it weren't brilliant. I rated it 5 out of 10. There's man out here rating it 8s, 9s and 10s, which is mad. Puff past that spliff, bruv, yeah? Because we've got too many non-homegrowns. We've not got rid of enough players, and we didn't get enough players in the places. Brooks, Josh, I don't want Josh King, bruv, come on. Brooks is a good player. I've rated Brooks for a while. I think he's all right. Don't he play right side, right wing? Every time I've seen him, he's been right. I feel like if we're going to get anyone, it should be a central midfielder or a right back. But yeah, if anyone thought that our transfer window was bad, spare a thought for Burnley. Yeah, they have sold nobody, and they have signed nobody. I think they got a backup goalkeeper in on a free. That's it. They spent absolutely zero all transfer window, which is mad. They're the only Premier League club not to have spent a penny. It's crazy, isn't it, really? And listen, they've got a decent manager. He's not bad, is he? He's punching well above his weight with what he's got. And they'll stay up again, of course, because he is a good manager, like I said. But can you imagine not spending a penny? It's mental, absolutely mental. Oh, maybe they did sell a player. They did sell Hendrick, you're right, yes. But they didn't spend a penny. They did sell Hendrick, you're right, mate. But yeah, can you imagine not spending a penny? We'd be going mental. I'm going mad anyway. I was like not happy with just having Partey and Gabriel. We only signed 2 players over £1 million in that transfer window. Nowhere near enough for me. But great point. Loan out Joe Willock and Nelson. I think that that's something that could potentially happen as well, because Reece Nelson was dubbed the next Sterling. Now Pep's here, if only. Now Mikel Arteta's here. And he was the pet project, wasn't he? Oh, let's keep playing Reece. He's going to turn him into Sterling. Well, that kind of failed real quick. And now Eddie's the pet project, isn't he? Another one that I would loan out as well. I don't think we're going to loan him out. because Martinelli's not fit yet. But for me, all three of them, Reece, Eddie and Willock, should all go on loan. I don't think any of them are what's required. Maybe sell them all. I don't know. I don't think they're ever going to crack it, to be fair. But we shall see what happens. We've got 10 days left of that window. Obviously, like I said, for anyone who is joining late, the transfer window's open to buy championship players and sell our players and loan our players. So yeah, it's not bad, is it? We can still loan some of our players out and we can still buy from the championship. So why not go and get some of these players? Max Aarons would be ideal. If we can't get Lamptey, which we now can't, go and get Max Aarons. And then after that, the transfer window again opens in January, and that's about 12 and a half weeks away. So quick turnaround again. I've seen so many people suddenly thinking that we're going to get rid of all of the dead wood in January, whereas last January gone. Oh, it's a challenging window. It's really hard. Nobody really does anything. We shouldn't be expecting to buy players in January, but now we're expecting all of our players to be shipped out in January. Well, mate. Don't really work like that, does it? We've had all summer to get rid of Kolasinac and Mustafi. And it's kind of worrying as well, because we've got 5 players that are down to the last year of their contract already. So by the time they get to January, they can just sit there and go, boy, I'm just going to do a deal with an overseas club and you're just going to have to keep me here, mate. So then they can leave for free 6 months later and you're just going to have to keep paying me. Mesut Ozil is one of them. Mustafi, Socrates, Mustafi, Ozil, Socrates. Who was the other? They've gone. The names have gone. I had them in my head. They've gone. But we've got 5 players into the last year of their contract. So yeah, not great. Not great at all. And Soccer Zone. Fabrizio said that they'd agreed a fee. He had never agreed personal terms. He said they'd agreed a fee. He said he'd never agreed personal terms. So I don't know, mate. One thing I do know is that he's the worst free signing I've ever seen at my football club. Not good enough. Not good enough at all. And hopefully we can bin some of these off in the next 12 months, which would be nice because we do need to start getting some proper footballers into this football club. But now we've got an international break, which is kind of shit because it was like, oh, come on, man. We've got Thomas Partey in and now we're not going to see him for 2 weeks, which is pretty crap, really, isn't it? Big up Sebastian. He says, why are so many people asking for Welbeck back? Before I continue reading that, mate, it's because the expectations of this football club, the sentiment of this football club are in the gutter, my friend. And we'll never move on. It doesn't matter how many times I sit and moan and cry and bitch and scream and shout and rant. Unfortunately, mate, the majority, the masses are not on the same wavelength. I've not seen a single person mentioning Stan Kroenke's name today. There's a surprise. But that'll be back trending again in January, won't it? Trying to get the deadwood out, not bring back. Danny Welbeck couldn't finish a wank, mate. Let's be real here. And yeah, I have seen a few people on Twitter today saying bring him back. He'd be a good backup. It's in the gutter, mate. It's in the gutter. And Saar from Watford. Oh, yes. How could I forget Watford? How could I forget Watford? Saar. Is he any good? Like, real talk. Is he actually all that? I think people kind of put him right up here after he scored against Liverpool and ended their unbeaten run. So I think he's been elevated. Listen, he's obviously a decent footballer, isn't he? But I'm not keen on him, mate, if I'm honest. I'm not really keen. Not really keen. Where was the other one? I'll just see somebody else saying another one in a minute. Where's it gone? Lee Whining Gunner. Yes, I will whine, mate. We smashed Highbury down for this shit. So yes, I will whine. And when you get your elite mindset on and get on board, mate, we might see a bit of change at the football club and we might actually act like a proper football club, a big football club, because like I said yesterday on deadline day, suddenly somehow we just managed to find 50 million quid floating around to transfer the whole fee to Atletico Madrid or to La Liga as it is. We just found 50 million quid. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I forgot we had that in the PayPal account. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. I've been telling people we've got money. We've got loads of money. But unfortunately, not many people want to jump on a hype and get on it and try and take this club to where it should be. Like I said, we smashed a football stadium down for this crap. We've been lied to for 16 years. And now we're into the end of the Premier League transfer window to buy players from other countries and stuff. And we've still got Mustafi, Kolasinac, El Neni. Sorry, mate, we didn't smash Highbury down for that. If you don't like me saying that, cry more. I'll build a boat and sail it on your salty tears, mate, because you ain't stopping me saying what I believe in. Yeah, and like I said, I don't follow the crowd because I won't get any further than the crowd. I make my own crowd, mate. Hope that helps. But there we go. Let's do some more comments. Let's do some more. Yes, I did want to talk about this. I'm glad you brought it up because I would have forgot. Apparently, Houssem Aouar's agent wanted 30 million quid. I'll tell you something now, mate. Yeah, you're in fucking cuckoo land. You're in la la land with all the people that are thinking we're winning a title this season. So yeah, well done with that. You'd cost your player a deal. If I was Houssem Aouar, I'd sack his agent. Not good enough. There you go, real one. This is the thing, though, mate. Unfortunately, even though I'm not necessarily standing out, and I was highlighting the hypocrisy, most people now are sitting there giving the transfer window for Arsenal 8s, 9s, 10s, which means that they think that the manager's been backed. So now there's no excuses not to finish above Lampard, Ollie, and Jose, is there? Because now he has been backed according to the scores that people are putting on our transfer window. So at the end of the season, if we don't finish above them 3 managers or teams, if the managers are not there anymore, then I'd expect these people, maybe I shouldn't expect anything because we know what's going to happen. I would want them people to then come out and say, well, hang on a minute. You gave him back in. He didn't do it. See you later. How it would be with any other manager. But they don't necessarily believe their own bullshit that they type, mate. So when they're sitting there saying the window's an 8, it's a 9, it's a 10, they're basically admitting or they're actually putting out there that they think that the owners, the board, have backed the manager. They ain't backed the manager, yeah, because only an hour earlier before we signed Party, everyone was in meltdown about the owner. And then we pull Party out the bag and everything's great and rosy in the garden again. Well, it ain't. Let's be real here. Yes, fantastic player, buzzing. Transfer windows are 5 for me. Yeah, and I'll say it again for all those that came in late. We've still got way too much shit at this football club. And people can sit and throw it at me all they like about, oh, if they don't want to leave. Well, how are you all sitting there now saying they're going to go in January then? Because in January, a lot of these are down to the last 6 months of their deal. Yeah, so now they can negotiate with teams abroad. So why would they then want to leave? Yeah, they're going to sit there and milk it to January to get a deal somewhere else, to negotiate a big signing on fee because they're a free agent in the summer. And then they'll just sit back for 6 months, creaming the Arsenal wage bill. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's just poor, man. It's been very poor for a long time. And we didn't get all of the targets in we should have got in. We needed a right back. We can still do that with Max Aarons. We needed another midfielder, an attacking midfielder or a more attacking midfielder than what we've got. I suppose we could potentially still do that in the Championship, but it ain't Aouar, is it? And it was one or the other. That's how it seemed. It was one or the other. It weren't ever going to be both. And that ain't good enough for the size of football club we are, the amount of income we have, and the amount of money we will spend as football fans, whether you go to the games, whether you don't. Well, nobody can go now. Whether you buy the merch, whether you buy a membership, an overseas membership, you can get an American season ticket and stuff like that. And yeah, we all spend a lot of money into this football club. And I'm sorry, we deserve better than what we've got. And dropping Thomas Partey is great. We bought 2 players over £1 million this summer. I'm sorry, that's a fucking shambles. Yeah, it's a shambles. And yeah, 5 out of 10. But if we drop Max Aarons in, it'll go up to a 6. So there we go. I'm not handing out 8s and 9s for them doing their job on deadline day that they should have done on the first day of the transfer window opening. Hello, can we have Thomas Partey's release clause? Oh, it's 45. We'll wire it over now. Ain't fucking hard. We've known it for a year. But everyone's going, oh, Don Edu. Unbelievable. So easily pleased. It's unbelievable. But there we go. There we go. Let's do 3 more comments. Let's do 3 more. Let's do 3 more. What do you think of Spurs' window? That's a tough one, man. Gareth Bale. I've seen a lot of people saying he's washed up. I actually like Gareth Bale. I think he's decent. I think he's decent. Sorry, somebody just sent me. I'm going to read this out in a minute. Sorry, I was sidetracked. I actually think that Gareth Bale's decent. Is he still the Gareth Bale that he once was? Probably not. Is he better than most of the players in the Premier League? We're about to find out. I think he still is. I think he's still class. They've got the right back, Doherty, decent player. Then they got, who else did they get? Højbjerg. He's not bad. Not great, but he's not bad. And who else did they get? Regulon, not a bad player. So yeah, they've done all right. And they were already better than us anyway. They've got Harry Kane back fit. They've got Son back fit, their best player. Lucas Moura's not bad. And who's the other one? Bergwijn's not a bad player. They've got a decent team, man. And a lot of people are gonna sit there and go, "Oh, he's washed up." They can say that all they like. Jose's not washed up, and Tottenham are not as shit as people say they are. And we see that every time we play them away. Every single time they beat us. So yeah. Not a bad transfer window from them. I think the team that's had the best transfer window outside of Chelsea is probably Everton or Aston Villa. I think they've bought some really good players. Yeah, Ollie Watkins is class. Matty Cash at right back, decent right back. They nicked our best goalkeeper. They got him Ross Barkley on loan. And I think that's a good transfer window from them. And this is why I was so angry and so upset about our transfer window, is the fact that when you look at Aston Villa, they've been in the league. This is their second season, right, in the Premier League. They've shown more ambition than we have, right? People go, oh, yeah, but these players won't get in our team. It's not about that. It's about where you are as a football club and the level of player that you're trying to get. Yeah, they've gone and got, excuse me, they've gone and got a goalkeeper that, let's be right here, if Chelsea hadn't have already done a deal with the other guy, Chelsea probably would have been in for Emi Martinez. 16 million quid is an absolute joke how we've let him go that cheap, especially when Rion Brewster's gone to Sheffield United for £7 more and never played a game in the Premier League. Like, work that out. I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. And then you look at Everton's midfield. They changed the whole midfield like that in 6 days. It's like now they're all pumping goals in for fun. They got a quality manager, man. Ancelotti was my boy. That's who I wanted, and he's showing his class. But again, another one that I was told was continuously every single stream I was doing. Oh, he's washed up. Simeone's apparently washed up as well. Everyone kept telling me that one. So yeah, apparently he's got the raging ump after we snaked him yesterday. Maybe he should retire now then, because he's washed up and he's angry. Maybe he can set a YouTube channel up. Maybe he could. Look at United and many faves. We aren't that bad. Bruv, I was saying this earlier. Thank you for that, mate. Listen, Man United, I feel a little bit bad for them. They're such a massive football club. They have mugged all their fans off, every single one of them. And people are sitting there and go, yeah, fuck them. Yeah, great. I couldn't care less whether they do anything. Yeah, but when you've grown up with Arsenal United as the rivalry, yeah, and it's if we beat them, we win the league and vice versa, and it was always a big battle. It's fucking shocking how both of our clubs have gone. Absolutely shocking. So yeah, not good, man, to see a club of Man United's size, tradition, stature sitting there poncing around with Edison Cavani, who's fucking nearly as old as me. Yeah, it's mad. Absolutely mad. I'm probably fitter and healthier than Edison Cavani as well. The geezer's always fucking injured. But there we go. Goldbridge meltdown, bruv. My man slapped it yesterday. It was funny because I was on the phone a minute ago. I was looking at his views from yesterday. Fucking mental. Fair play to that lad, man. He works his arse off. Nearly 1 million views on his deadline day stream, 5-hour stream. Absolutely mad. So good luck to him. One of a few out there, there's a handful out there that football related that actually work harder than I do, and I work pretty damn hard. Him and Terry, they're always grafting, man. So that's why I rate them both. They got the work rate. So yeah, there you go. Right, one more comment and I'm going, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Before I go, there's 1,300 of you watching. So if any of you want to win or a chance to win a signed and framed Thierry Henry shirt on Flick, download the app. It is free of charge. The link's in the description. Scroll down to the Henry giveaway. And then bottom right, you'll see a little character there. Click on it, put 2 emotes in the chat, and that's it. You're qualified. So yeah, if you want to be in with a chance for that, entries close after, well, the winner will be pictured, I say, after the Man City Arsenal game on the 17th. So make sure you download that right now. It is free, and it's there's another competition on there as well. If you fill out a survey, Flickr giving away a free t-shirt, football shirt to one of you guys that fills out the survey. That's also on there. You can't miss it. It says free t-shirt giveaway. Any t-shirt of your choice, doesn't matter what team it is. It could be the Dog and Duck FC, and it doesn't matter whether you live in fucking outer space. They'll ship it to you. So go and check that survey out. It's about shaping their platform and how they want to go forward and stuff like that. So go and check that out. And yeah, man, Man United were sold the Sancho dream, bruv. Their board is worse than ours, and that's saying something. Both of our great clubs are a fucking disaster and a disgrace, and have been absolutely run into the ground. Ferguson must be fuming, and what he built up there, and now look at them. But there you go. Anyway, I'm going to get myself out of here. All have a wonderful evening. Pump the likes before you go, and I will be back about lunchtime tomorrow. Not even 300 likes. You're a disgrace. It's a disgrace. I sound like Drogba. But all have a wonderful evening. Laters, peeps.